What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is I, the Goob. I am here again with another video, and yes, it's about Nintendo news again. I I really want to do daily news because I just like to do it, and there are other people that are not doing daily news anymore, and so it's something I want to do. So recently, Square Enix announced that they were going multi-platform. Like future games would be on all platforms, and one of the key things that they mentioned was that it was going to be on the Switch successor, the new Switch that's coming out. They said it would be a new, it would be on that successor. And since then, Nintendo's stocks have risen. Nintendo's stocks it rose in 4 days in a row due to Square's change in strategy. It's funny how one company can affect another company, but basically Sony came out, and I should probably pop this over to where you can see what I'm talking about. So Sony came out and they were like, or not Sony, sorry, I didn't mean to say Sony. I meant to say Square Enix. Square Enix came out and they said that it's these exclusive deals don't work for us. And basically that future games would be developed for basically every platform that they can get a game on. So in the past, there have been games on the Switch, the original Switch. There were games on the original Switch, and I have sinus issues, I'm sorry. Uh, there were games on the original Switch that weren't on other devices, but then there were games that were on the PlayStation that weren't on other consoles devices. And of course, Microsoft's Xbox has been left in the cold, pretty much. It's pretty much been left in the cold with all these things that are happening. So Square Enix basically said we're not doing the exclusive thing anymore. It's just not happening. Games that we make will be on hang on, let me turn this down a bit. I adjusted my audio with some filters plugins. So basically, um, Square Enix was like, yeah, from now on, we're putting games on multiple platforms, and one of the platforms they included was the Switch successor, which we still don't know the official name. I hope Nintendo doesn't fumble this and call it something stupid like the new Nintendo Switch. Don't do that, Nintendo. I'm telling you, that is a horrendous idea. Please do not do it. It's just a bad idea. So, yeah, that was a bad idea. You don't want to do that. But now they're putting games on multiple devices, or they're going to in the future. They didn't mention the current Switch. They mentioned the Switch successor, which tells me that the device will be capable. It will be capable and it will be able to do things. That's what this is telling me. If they're going to sit there and put more, and here's one of the things they can do. Square Enix, one of the first things that you can do is put all the Kingdom Hearts games on the Switch successor. But I mean actually on it. Don't do this cloud crap. That goes for Capcom as well. Can you please, Capcom, Square, Capcom, both of you, do us all a favor. Dear God, that's getting loud. Do us all a favor and start putting your games on everything, okay? And and I don't just mean because okay, so the Switch got those pixel remasters. Oh, great! They came to Steam. They didn't. I don't think, and I think they finally came to PlayStation. I think they didn't go to Xbox. I don't think they ever will. But then there were the AAA games that didn't come to the Switch, but did go to like PlayStation. Square Enix new focus going forward is everything on everything basically, and to reduce the amount of stuff that they make. They were making too many games, too many projects that they were working on. Okay, I had to pause the recording because I was having sinus issues. So it was never a good idea to have third-party exclusives. That's the thing here. Third-party exclusives are kind of ridiculous. All right, it's a thing that shouldn't exist. The only exclusives that a console should see are the ones that are developed by the main manufacturer of the console. So Nintendo makes first party games. Okay, their Mario and whatnot won't be on any other device. Same thing with this is where Microsoft is fucking up. Microsoft has this thing where they're just wanting to put games on other platforms now, which, okay, I mean, it benefits other people on other platforms. It's not doing their Xbox any good. And then, of course, we have Sony. They have God of War and whatnot. That's, I mean, it comes up on PC, but it's not coming up on other consoles. And my sinuses are trying to get all messed up again. I swear to God, I don't know what's happened. I don't know what I've done, what I've eaten, maybe what I haven't eaten, but my sinuses are being a biatch. Oh God, but yeah, no, it was never a good idea. But because Square Enix announced that they were going to put all, put their device, or put their games on all the consoles devices, I should be wording this a little bit better. The reason I keep saying devices because I don't consider the Switch to be anything specific. It's not a mobile game, it's not a handheld only, and it's unless you count the Switch Lite. And, the original Switch's concept was a transformer of sorts between different modes of gameplay, I guess you would say, or different ways to play the device. Such a novel approach yielded such fruit for Nintendo, and hopefully it'll happen again with the Switch too. But what we're seeing is Nintendo stock prices in the last 4 days have gone up ever since Square Enix announced it. And I can't believe I didn't see this sooner, but there's the announcement. So yeah, Square Enix plans to aggressively pursue a multi-platform strategy that includes Nintendo platforms. Square Enix has been very supportive of the Nintendo Switch, though there has been a catch. The company has been releasing a lot of games, but some of them, especially the Kingdom Hearts games, have been released as cloud versions. That was a huge mistake on Square Enix's part. Why would you just put fucking cloud versions? Put the actual version. So, nevertheless, the Switch is on its way out, and a new console is on the horizon. Well, device. That's why I keep saying the word device. Uh, there has been some questions on what Square Enix will be doing going forward. Well, that isn't the case any longer. Square Enix has. I like reading all this stuff from Nintendo News, my Nintendo News. Uh, Square Enix has released a new medium-term business plan for the company's future plans for the next 3 years. The plan has four pillars to it. One of those pillars is called strengthening customer contact points, where the company plans to aggressively pursue a multi-platform strategy that includes Nintendo platforms, PlayStation, Xbox, and PCs. According to Square Enix, the reason they are doing this is because they want to build an environment where more customers can enjoy our titles in regards to major franchises and AAA titles, including catalog titles. They also want to shift from quantity to quality, so more players will enjoy their games. So they're reducing the kind of projects that are worked on, and they're broadening what devices those projects end up on. It is a little worrisome because I like their retro sort of games that were being made or that they published. I don't think they worked on, but they published them. So we have the Octopath Traveler games, which are very popular. I like the first Octopath Traveler, not really the second one. One complaint I have about both games is visually, it's not very colorful. Like they really need to up the amount of colors in those games. Those games are kind of dull to look at, you know? You can tell the influences from like Super Nintendo days and whatnot, but then the colors look horrible. It reminds me of the old first-person shooters from like the late 90s to the early 2000s, where everything looked like rust and brown and stuff. I hate that visual aesthetic when it comes to an RPG. Why would you have that in that? But so I worry about those games going by big, but because since this announcement took place, the stock for the Switch went up. It's like, yeah, why aren't we seeing more stuff like this on? Well, Nintendo's current hardware is anemic. It's been anemic from day one. Nintendo is always behind by like 15 years when it comes to their technology. That said, from a personal standpoint, I prefer my games to just be fun. I'm not that big on the visuals. I don't care about visuals that much. I don't know too many people that care that much about visuals. They care about a fun time. They care about a fun experience. That's what they mostly care about. And my sinuses are just getting stuffed again. What is wrong with my body? My allergies are a bitch. That's all I know. Oh, it's been a struggle to do this video because of my sinuses. I'm gonna go ahead and just end it here. I'm excited to see what comes to the Switch, but I do worry that since they're gonna focus more on their AAA exploits, that we're not gonna see some of the cool projects that we were seeing come out. That we're gonna see less of that, and we're gonna see more realisms and whatnot, and it's just gonna be on all the platforms. That's my only concern. I like their smaller projects. If they're doing away with their smaller, more colorful projects, that is worrisome. Anyhow, this has been The Goof. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Rate, comment, subscribe. Have a good one.